Good morning, good morning, good morning, everyone. Welcome back to another Market Mates episode. It's good to be with you today, guys. GM to you, Craig. How you doing today, mate?
GM Greeny, GM everyone. Hope everyone's well. Happy Friday. Yes, I think we do, Greeny, just in the background. I'm going to work on that over the week and get the wife on that. My better half's away. She's actually in your neck of the woods, Greeny. She's on the sunny coast.
It has. I mean, the weather hasn't been as nice recently. It's a shame, but yeah, no, it's a bit warmer. Is it what? I mean, it's probably the same climate, really, isn't it?
Yeah, it's just cloudy and wet, man. It's annoying. It's not. It's humid. It sucks.
Yeah, I think it's the water temperature is actually slightly lower down your way. It makes sense. Like you're what 300k more south than me, so it probably makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, so. But good day. It's Friday today. Market's holding. A lot of news, a lot of good InfoFi news, so we can get into all that.
Yeah, we'll talk about all of that today, guys. But as always, massive shout out to our two partners, OKX and Yeet. You can sign up for OKX down below, guys. If you trade over $500, you get $75 for free. Most trusted exchange out there. Highly recommend it. I've been buying Bitcoin on there for a long time now. And Yeet, sadly, our Yeet partnership's coming to an end, guys. Look, honestly, I've been telling you guys about this for weeks. I said if we don't have any volume, then it looks like potentially that might be going out the door. So sadly, Yeet have parted ways as of this week with us. So moving forward, we won't be with Yeet officially anymore. So this is the last shout out to Yeet. But yeah, please go check out their platform. Still, massive respect for KBM and Mando and their whole team, guys. They're working a lot behind the scenes, and they will have a 40% community airdrop at some stage, and I know that they've been cooking and working a lot. So yeah, keep going. And I mean, if you guys pick it up on the volume on our side, then yeah, naturally we probably could get a partnership going again. But at this stage, sadly, we're parting ways. But that's business, and that's crypto, Craig, isn't it?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I just want to say big thanks to the guys over there. They've been great partners, and I'm sure we will do some stuff in the future. So thank you very much. Appreciate that for OSF and Mando. In fact, we've got OSF on Monday. So
yeah, so I mean, I'm pretty sure OSF doesn't do Yeet stuff. So he's only on the rec side of things. So it's just Mando with the Yeet stuff.
Gotcha. Yeah. Anyway, regardless, thank you very much, guys. Great partnership, and I'm sure we will cross swords in the future. But onwards and upwards, Greeny.
Yeah, and Angelos said he pushed it to 30K. Well, Angelos, you are our official last winner. So we've already sorted that out as of yesterday. So hopefully they'll sort you out. But yeah, appreciate you, Angelos. You've definitely carried our community for a long time. But yeah, basically, yeah, massive shout out to you, and you should get your last little paycheck. Nice. But yeah, look, it still goes to the airdrop. Don't forget that it does still go to the airdrop. So don't forget that. And yeah, it's still ongoing for the foreseeable future. So big news today. Obviously, we'll comment on a range of different topics. The first one being is that the US Senate cancels its vote on the crypto market structure bill after Coinbase withdraws support. Basically, the Clarity Act, also scheduled for today, has been postponed by the Senate until the last week of January. This is because the Coinbase CEO, Brian Armstrong, withdrew his support by the bill due to DeFi restrictions and potential bans on stablecoin yields. Most of the main points in the Clarity Act have been written to help the banking industry, not crypto. We literally said that 2 days ago, Craig. We literally said this is bullshit behind the scenes. This is bank clarity. This is exactly what they think the real world currently works at and where they want the world to continue. Control, Craig. It's all about control. And these guys don't, the US, whilst they're pro-crypto and Trump is very much pro-crypto, they don't want to lose control, and they lose control. It'd be the same here in Australia, if not probably worse.
It'd be worse.
The top 10 stocks, 5 of them are banks, right? It would be worse in Australia, and they don't want to relinquish that control. So of course they're not going to give advantageous rewards or DeFi infrastructure, etc., to Coinbase users or to crypto users. So this is an ever-evolving space, and yeah, no surprise here to see the Clarity Act has been pushed back a little bit. Particularly because they just keep thinking in a Web 2. They keep thinking in the 1990s, Craig, and it's 2026. They need to think about what's happening in 2026.
Yeah. I saw that last night. This news came out, and I was like, damn it, because I was pretty pumped for today. Not for, I mean, actually, I wanted it to pump the markets. I thought if it progressed, I just wanted it to progress. Yeah, I don't know quite what my take on this is. like obviously you've got Brian Armstrong. He's obviously protecting his business, right? So I don't know if he's so much protecting the consumer.
Agreed.
I think he's just protecting his business, and I think this is a bit of to and fro, a little bit of back room negotiation happening that's being kind of done on the stage to pressure the other side to maybe relinquish a little bit. So I hope they can find a happy median, because unfortunately, Big Brian will need to understand that if the banks don't come to the party, this ain't happening. So, hey, look, Greenie, I'm actually happy to relinquish control, man. Let the banks have it, pump our bags, whatever.
Really? See, I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that at all, Craig. I think banks have too much control. And the worst part is, like, as a human, you can't really do much with your liquidity. You can't leverage because you have to go to said banks to get that leverage. So banks over leverage the amount that they have in stores. So I don't know if people know, just a quick, like, this is how it works. If I have my savings amount of money cash in the bank with that bank, that allows them to leverage it nearly like 10x, 5x what is actually in there. Like, so basically they're insolvent is what I'm trying to say here. So if I actually wanted, not even me, if Craig, me, you guys watching, if all of us went to the bank and we wanted to get our money out in hardcore cash, they wouldn't have enough cash to support that because they're over leveraged to loans, whether that's credit card loans, business loans, bank loans, crypto loans. Not really. House loans is the big one, mortgage loans, etc. Right? Insurance loans. Who knows? Right? So yeah, it's a very fascinating industry, and this is why we all came to crypto in the first place, Craig. So very interesting.
Yeah, that's right. No, I agree with everything you're saying, and I'm actually anti-bank. I'm just pro get shit done. So
yeah, I agree.
And I just don't know. I can't really see a world where we get a really favorable response against the banks. I pray for it. I hope for it. Maybe I'm just old and jaded now, but I guess what I'm saying is I'd like to just see them come to the party, get a resolution that suits both parties if required, and let's just move forward. Although on that topic, I did see another article saying Brian Armstrong is now more open to it, and maybe they will work something out. So it's like, I don't know, man.
Marketing? Is it marketing for Coinbase? I don't know.
I think maybe so. So I'm just, yeah. Anyway, the bad news, I suppose, for now is that we're not getting it looked at today, and it's going to be delayed. I saw one article saying end of January, another one saying they don't know. So up in the air for now.
Like most things in crypto, probably gets pushed back, particularly at this scale, would probably get pushed back, in my opinion. We've seen a lot of ETFs take a long time to get approved. Link is Link the fourth one officially. That's one of four. So Solana has one as well. Not as big as obviously BTC and ETH, but yeah, Link is officially the fourth. Is my understanding. I don't think there's one for XRP or Dogecoin yet. And obviously Pengu, there is one filed, or the Pudgy ecosystem. So yeah, interesting times. But obviously on the back of the Clarity Act news, Robinhood dumped 7%. Coinbase dumped 8%, and Robinhood dumped Robinhood dumped 7%. Coinbase dumped 6%, guys, overnight. We literally said this, Craig. We said, are these the new altcoins? And we said not now. Yeah, but we said these are definitely probably not financial advice, but definitely probably I'm very interested in these specific assets in the bear market. I very much am.
Especially on this dip. Like obviously those two dips are based upon the to and froing by these big players. Coinbase, especially because it's Brian Armstrong who's doing all the talking. So while there's conflict with banks, obviously investors get a bit like, you don't really want conflicts with banks. So investors are probably like, probably, actually, I will take that back. Possibly a good buy if they are going to renegotiate by end of month. That should pump again if there's a favorable outcome for Coinbase. So these could be buys, man, short term. Longer term, I don't think so. I'm not buying. I'm just saying if you're a short-term trader, volatility based on news headlines can be pretty juicy. So not my thing, but opportunity might be there.
Yeah, they've definitely, they're correct. I mean, like, this is a bullish wedge to technically continuation pattern, which we spoke about last week on Coinbase specifically. Robinhood's probably the one I'm not as interested in. Like, this very much looks like structure has shifted, right? From like an uptrend. It is still technically an uptrend, but you've got you're coming in here, likely these lows get tapped, and that's really the next sort of level. Do we push up or do we break this and correct here? So looks like structure's changed here to a corrective pattern. and we'll see what happens on these apps. But not all, I mean, they are apps. These are apps, they're tokens, they're companies. I think they're pretty interesting. Like, if you wanted to bet, probably not on altcoins specifically, these two are probably the best choice. Maybe Circle, like Brendan was chatting about the other day, if you want to maybe look for on-chain / stablecoin positioning, where Circle, here it is, if I pull it up, it also dumped 10%. So this, honestly, out of all three of them, Circle is the one that I'm probably the most interested in, purely as a separate entity to actual crypto exposure. This is more of a stablecoin play, right? So for me, this one becomes very interesting. I don't think the low is in here. I think this does very similar to what Coinbase did way back in the day, right? It came out the gate hot, way back in whenever this was, 21, literally at the peak.
I remember this launching, bro, and it was frothy. God, the excitement was, it was amazing. It was cool.
Yeah.
It was cool.
But what happened, Greg? It dumped. Let's see how much it dumped out the gate. Obviously, out the gate, it dumped 92%. That's worse than Bitcoin. But from this high, November 21, it dumped 91%, Craig. So do I think Circle maybe does something like that? Robinhood probably pulls back because it's been on an absolute tear from like $20. Yes, I do think that you do see a bear market for these assets in alignment with probably altcoins and meme coins going to absolutely zero. Bitcoin probably being the safe haven. In my opinion, that likely doesn't go as deep as some of these. Maybe the stocks, maybe Coinbase, particularly if they keep shipping these partnerships, shipping this rewards and DeFi implementation and Solana. Coinbase is arguably becoming one of the biggest companies in the world, particularly if they implement 24/7 trading of stocks and equities. That's in itself is massive as well. So something like this definitely is interesting for me in the near future. Maybe just not yet, depending on crypto as a whole. I'm still very bearish for 26, Craig, even though I'm very bullish maybe in the next few weeks or so. Not very bullish. I'm optimistically bullish in the short term. Still very bearish in the long term. And dude, there's been some amazing comments on my tweets lately. Amazing comments.
What type in particular? What sort of flavor?
Basically, like, what? How can you be bearish in an uptrend? Or that's
wow.
like it's still convergence here, so it's still in that trend. I'm like, yeah, but at some point it's gonna show you a sign that it's gonna break that trend, brother. It's gonna break that trend, right? So there's the convergence side. Yeah, I agree with. That's fine. Like, that's a trading strategy, and I do think, and I've been saying, like, I am bullish for Q1. However, if we can't flip certain levels, I am so macro bearish, you don't even bloody know, but you already do know because I'm an educator and I tell you all about it. So there it is.
Yeah. Look, the people, X is a funny place. You've got bag holders that get quite emotional, and I find most of them, when they make comments like that, don't really come back.
They have no idea. They have no idea what they're talking about. No idea what they're talking about.
So it's more belief. Those are the belief people, and the belief people tend to get pretty passionate because it's belief. So it comes from their heart. So they don't think, they're just like, you need to believe, and you're like, no, I need to chart. But anyway, the comments are funny.
One of the dudes has round tripped hundreds of thousands of dollars on Memecoins publicly.
Yes, yeah.
Anyway, moving on to the next topic. Pump Fun. Elon, Pump Fun founder, obviously came out. So much more coming for the mobile app in the coming weeks and months. It will be major focus for us moving forward. To test this feature, I'll be calling a 14K market cap coin later today. Notifications on. This obviously saw a bit of a Pump Fund rise in the past sort of week or last 24 hours as well. It did pump a little bit, but it has consequently gone back down. So he's calling an absolute shitter. We've got insider trading here. He hasn't called it yet. So notifications on. This is a great way to farm engagement, not going to lie. And if anyone's good at farming engagement, it's this guy, the guy who has farmed engagement on chain with your money. Don't forget that, your money. So we'll have to see how this actually ages, Craig. But I do think that it's good to see Pump Fund trading call out to here. Look, again, they've got bloody Orangey right on the. I wonder how much this dude gets paid. Orangey must get paid an absolute bloody fortune. It must be crazy. Let me just turn that off. But yeah, new coin called out by Orangey. Like, dude, that's like, surely that's illegal. Surely that's compounding. That is compounding the copy trading problem that everybody whinges about every single day on the fucking timeline. I'm sick of this shit. Like, Elon is literally just helping the rich get richer yet again with this manipulation. It's crazy, Craig. How is this legal? It's not legal.
Yeah, it should be Granny Trades or Craig's Coin Purse, first of all.
The
On
fuck is Greeny Trades?
there.
I don't do that shit. I don't do that shit.
Elon is a master of marketing, isn't he?
Yeah.
You went quiet for quite a while, I think. So
Yeah, you have.
I know people are getting frustrated about when's the airdrop, which is quite a strange one. But anyway, he's very good at attention, so he's getting it. Am I right that Pump Fund active wallets is rocketing up?
Yeah, I think, yeah. And on-chain meme coins have increased in volume, liquidity, graduations again. So yes, they are
quite well
up a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah, look, interesting times. I like you and me said, I think Q1's going to be quite good. So if there's any time for founders to come back, now's probably your last hurrah. So here, I mean, look, it's probably good for the timeline, him coming back and getting a bit active. It's going to get people's juices flowing. Wallets are going to start activating again. I am starting to notice people are starting to spin up contracts again.
Well,
everyone's a dev now. I spoke to a dude yesterday.
Yeah, let's talk about that. What do you think about every trader who struggled to make money because they weren't a cupsy who had thousands of people following their copy wallets? There is a guy who was in GTG who is a prominent coal on the timeline who came from nothing, is now one of the largest copy trader meme coin guys out there. I'm not going to disclose his name, but I fucking hate it, Craig. I really hate it. But what's your, like, they've now, all these people who used to make money trading off followers, trading off the volatility, trading off volume, they've moved to the dev side, which literally means you cannot lose, right? Because like, unless like no one buys your token, but there's bots, there's snipers, there's probably copy traders, right? And naturally, if you create the token, you have net zero. Like you cannot lose by creating the token.
Yeah, that's right. And when I spoke to him, I asked him why, and he just said what you said. He said pretty much it's a cheat code at the moment. He said you can't lose. I think yesterday, this particular guy, who I won't name, now I don't know if this number is true, he said it was a 50K day.
Do I know this guy?
Possibly.
As a dev?
Yes. Not you wouldn't know though. And I said, shit, are you spinning up tokens? And he goes, yeah, I have been for a while with creator, what do you call it? Royalties. He goes, it's a cheat code. Why trade now when you can spin up, and what you need, right? You need, he can be the dev now. You need a marketing team. Well, but that's just someone who does graphics, really.
Well, yeah, I was going to ask. So hey, guys, listen to this. This is 101 about how to become a dev. Go, Craig. For meme coins.
You can be the dev now, so that you don't need a dev. Then you've got your graphics person who can just pump out some memes. Then you've got to get a TG moderator, someone who runs the moderation. So he's got a group of moderators now. He's got a group of artists, and he's got a side group of coals that will shill the coin at the low cap to pump it. And from what it looks like, even if you only get it doesn't even have to hit
like 30K, or like, are we talking?
This one in particular was sitting at about 600,000.
Okay.
And I think it was a 50K. I don't know if it was a 50K day or 50K from inception to when we spoke, but that's 50K US, dude. Now, that's a lot of money. And he took the risk he took was he's got to pay, you've got to pay the graphics guy, which is cheapish. You've got to pay the moderator, which is cheapish. So, I mean, I'm going to, I don't know, stab in the dark $1,000, probably less. Like probably way less actually. So I reckon for $250 you could spin something up, get it going. And if it's still going to be the right meme at the right time. Don't get me wrong. But if your risk is mainly time, people sitting in their garages or their mum's basement at home.
It's like the perfect late 18. Yeah, it's a perfect late teen hobby to have. It is. It literally is.
Or better to be 16, you're underage, you probably can't get done for anything. So even if you for insider trading, you're a kid, man. And by the way, it's not financial advice. Kids do not do what I'm just talking about.
That's the perfect mold. Like it's rather than playing video games, it's like do that. Like do something where you can make money.
So yeah, these TikTok, these young guys on TikTok, I sound like a granddad, but basically it's I think it's a lot of it's coming from TikTok. They're on there, sitting on there, picking up the trends, bringing it to X. It's a young person's game, but it's very lucrative. Where else can you make 50 grand in a day, dude?
Oh, dude, nowhere. Do you remember 2 weeks ago we brought up those YouTubers who are literally publicly posting videos about how to rug people in meme coins?
So
Where's the world come to? Where has the world come to?
that's sort of, I guess, the kick culture as well. Nothing gets kick. Oh, by the way, we can talk about kick in a second and getting that little ticky greenie. That was bloody brilliant. But no, so that's one of the problems I'm seeing now in the space is the traders are turning into devs, but then it's leaving less people to trade. So it's like now, and now the other thing with creator coins that I'm finding is an issue is farming's an issue. So I'm noticing on charts that I've traded recently, you can tell you're being
just read it after. Read it after.
Oh, yeah, read after. You can tell now that the devs are no longer incentivized to get it to gigasend, right? They don't buy supply and sell off to get. They in the past they did to get it to 1 million, 5 million, 10 million to actually make money. If it didn't hit 1 million, devs didn't really make much. Now the devs, from my understanding of sort of how the flywheel works, you're actually you make more in creator fees if you keep it in a range for a while.
Yeah, it's lower. I'm pretty sure you do make more. So if you control supply, you can just farm the supply of volume, right? It's crazy.
Anywhere between, say, 300,000 and 600,000, if you keep it in there, dude, you make tons as a dev. So I'm noticing now charts are just getting throttled, and you can feel it. You can see that they put a volume bot on, they get it to a level, they sell. They get it to a level, they sell. And I'm watching it in real time going, you sons of, I know what you're doing. And I made a couple of calls recently in GTG, and then I had to go back in and go, nah, back off, guys, this dev's farming. Like you can just see him farming levels. I'm like, and they're using TA. So I'm like, you clever bastards. Like, well played, but just be careful out there, guys. No longer are devs incentivized to gigasend stuff. They're actually possibly more incentivized to keep a ceiling on it and keep a floor and just bounce it. And then eventually what they do is boom, boom, and then bang, buy.
Well, like as everything, like as all trends, metas, narratives emerge and progress and mature over time, naturally people get better at them, right? And the teams creating them get better and the people trading them get better, right? So you run me back to 23, 24, Craig, me and you, like you would find a good dev or you'd find a good meme coin early and you could trust that this thing was going to run from 100K to probably millions, right? No manipulation, no airdrops, just people genuinely buying because they wanted this thing to go up. That was the most like just pure, organic happiness that I've ever had with meme coins. Ever since then, I've moved mainly to perp trading large caps because I have such a good edge there that I'm like, that's where I can still be a meme coin master, but just on a high time frame, on a leverage chart, on a way that I like to trade, right? On swing trading, right? Whereas me chasing trenches, it's just not for me, man. And like I could have easily have been a copy trader, like I could have farmed the shit out of all of you guys who watch me, but of course I don't want to do that. I'm an educator. I want people to learn how markets move. I want people to understand why meme coins move. I want you to learn the skills that I've learned, not go about it in a crime way. So sadly, this is going to be a part of our journey in crypto for a long, long time. It's just crime. It is. I mean, as soon as Trump launched his meme coin, crime is legal.
Yeah, and I guess, that's probably the consequence of him doing what he's done is now people sitting at home, and I don't even blame them, man. Like sitting at home, if you're 18, you're at uni or whatever, you don't have much money, dude, there's only so many options, right? And I guess people sitting at home are probably thinking they're devaluing the dollar if they're smart. The government aren't really looking after people. So if they're not, then, it's a victimless crime in a way because you don't get to see who you hurt. It's not actually a victimless crime, but you don't actually have to face the people you take money from like we used to back in the day. So anyway, pump fun. I'm not even calling this stuff bad. I'm just saying be aware that this is happening and move accordingly, I guess is what I'm saying.
All right, moving on to the next topic. InfoFi is dead, guys. Breaking news overnight. We in Australia have woken up to all the platforms dead, all the tokens dumping 20%, all the NFTs are going to zero. And I knew this was going to happen one day. And if anything, I actually praise and rejoice because I actually think this is good. However, I still think there's going to be a bot problem on X, which we'll talk about shortly. X bots still have incentivized because they get payouts, right? So it's not necessarily InfoFi problem. However, I do like that InfoFi API no longer tracks it. That obviously hurts our potential with Kato, Cookie, Zeet, and whatnot. But you never know. These brands and these companies can can change, but basically they're revising their developer API policies. They'll no longer allow apps that reward users for posting on X. So that's basically so many businesses out the gate. The big comment that I loved here was not this guy, was this, saying one must never build a business that 100% relies on someone else's business. That is my tweet of the day. That is my tweet of the day. That is a banger. That is a banger tweet. So I really like that. I really like that.
I woke up before and saw it was a headline from Yeet. And obviously they were just getting ready. Obviously you got the tick, Greenie.
Overnight.
It made me, I almost put out a pretty like sarcastic, slightly meanish tweet going,
I was going to do that too if I didn't have it, but it told me I was supposed to have it. So
how you guys all feeling after announcing you got the ticket? Now you don't even have a play. But that's just me being salty because I hadn't got it yet. But no, how do I feel about it? I'm like you. I think it's definitely brought trash to the timeline. And I think X was better before InfoFi. I think the quality of content was better. In fact, I'm certain of that. Like I'll stand on that hill, man. It was better. People were writing better quality posts. So I don't hate this. I just think maybe, I don't know. Does InfoFi just have to change the way?
I think it's gone. I think it's gone. I like that. I like that. Okay, I tweeted about it. Let me try and find that tweet. My immediate thoughts as someone who did okay on InfoFi, not the top.
You did great. You did great. So if someone like you says,
20 grand.
Someone like you says you don't mind it gone, that doesn't come from a monetary.
No,
you and I made money on this stuff. So, and I'm also thinking, I think it's for the better long term. I do.
I do agree with that. And like I said, bots still make money off X payouts. Removing InfoFi moves the model back to cold campaigns. Growing a brand is always alpha, which is what I've said for a long, long time. But my main, I spelled main wrong. But my main issue here is that a lot of these calls do not disclose paid deals. So that it's just going to go back to that shit. But yeah, sorry?
I wanted to say to you, you know what's going to really boom now? Reach and companies like that.
Dude, Reach is licking their lips right now.
Man, all these marketing agencies that work on behalf of Coles.
MarketMate agency, are we dropping that soon?
Yeah, actually, maybe market agency, MarketMate. Yeah, hey, Greenie, we'll park that for a sec. I think they now, you're right, they're licking their lips, man. Captain, whatever his name is like, yeah, boy. That meme, yeah, boy. I like it. I guess. I think what's good is those marketing agents. What do you call them, Greenie? What are they? Marketing agencies?
I actually don't know what you would call them. Let me just see what they've got in their bio. But I would say they are a marketing agency. Yeah,
I think it's a good thing because at least they curate who they work with, and I think the quality of content is better through companies like that than just cowboys coming to the space, leaning on Cato or Cookie and just putting out absolute trash that no marketing agency would ever pick up.
Yeah.
So I think the quality over time should rise. In other words, I think now that InfoFi is gone and that real trash slop just won't work, people are going to have to improve. Agencies are going to have to improve. And I think the cream will rise. So people like you, me, it'll be fine.
You know who I find it absolutely hilarious? All these stupid InfoFi creators who have grown a brand on it. Guess who are the most angriest people on the timeline?
Everyone that you just brought up on that post that I saw his name there.
Oh no, those guys are big calls. They're bigger than InfoFi. But they're still angry. They won't earn as much money. But no, it's the people who have created a complete brand off InfoFi. I'm not going to name names, but I feel sorry for them. One, but two, you should. And I've said this I said this to Eli. Eli. You are bigger than one ecosystem, one opportunity. Like it's same as trading. If you want to make money in crypto, you need to trade everything. You can't just trade one specific way. Unless you're a day trader on perps, there's no one way that you can probably make money consistently in all market conditions. Same goes for content creators. If you want to be a content creator and get to our levels, right? And way above where we are, you need to be talking about more than just one specific topic. And you need to be a niche expert. You need to be an educator. You need to be an entertainer. Like there's so much to unpack there, Craig. I mean, we could really probably help a lot of people out there, to be honest. And particularly now that InfoFi is gone, I think that's bullish. I think that's bullish for content creation, as you say.
I just got goosebumps. I feel it's like slipping into a warm bath. Is there a future for content on X again? Maybe.
Well, that's what I was saying.
Terrible, bro. It got terrible.
There is, and I think there's a future for you to branch out compared to X as well, and that's why I spend time. That's why I've been trying to build. Like I put our stream clips on TikTok. They're doing better than they have for a long time. I know I've only got 400 followers on there, but they get 500 views every day, and it's just consistency over there. Instagram, I've got up to like 750 followers. YouTube, obviously, that slowed down a lot because meme coins have slowed down a lot. So I'm trying to change my algo to be like, no, I trade everything, not just meme coins. So I'm getting smashed on views there. But hey, it's about consistency and getting content out, right? But yeah, it's interesting where potentially InfoFi will move. There's a Telegram. Like, I'm not fucking going to Telegram just to chase InfoFi. If you're doing that, you are an idiot. I hate Telegram, to be honest. It absolutely sucks as a platform. It absolutely sucks as a platform.
It's a cesspool of scammers. It sucks. I hate going there. I hate it. And I hate Greenie, you'll get this all day. I get it all day. DMs, hey, I've got an opportunity. Can we chat on Telegram? Can we chat? It's like, mother, we can talk right here. You've just messaged me here on X. Let's chat. And I normally hit them back with, he is fine. Like,
I take my conversations to Telegram because I can just mute the app and not worry about it. But yeah, no, so big dumbola, 15% for Cato. I saw a clip of Clemente actually calling this out in December, saying, yeah, the best opportunity right now is to short Cato. And he would have, I mean, I don't think he actually took the trade, but he did say, remind me about this in March next year. And yeah, I mean, he hit it in a month. So GG's
Clemente. Wow. Yeah, he's got good. I see the Capybara's NFT.
Yes.
Gone
to zero.
Bro, that is, I shouldn't laugh. That will feel bad. I do feel sorry. I feel sorry. Say you're an Aussie like us and you own one of these NFTs and you go to bed and you wake up and you're like, what just happened?
60% instantly. Look at this one. This is the wall chain one, Craig. This was $700 2 months ago. But okay, here we go. But it was $400 last night. Now it's 180. That's a 60+% drop instantaneously. Oh, we're going to zero.
Cryptos. I love cryptocurrency.
I love crypto too. But guys, there's a lesson here, and there's always a lesson here. The lesson is you need to lose for you to learn. And the biggest takeaway is that you actually learn. And the biggest takeaway on top of learning is that everything in zero, 99% of the shit out there is going to zero. So make your money when you can, step away, and look for the next opportunity.
That's right. Totally agree. Clip that, Levi. Yeah, dude, it sucks. And anyone who is holding big numbers of these just got destroyed. Look, I feel like this is just a necessary step for X. X has got pretty bad over the last long time. And
over the last long time.
I can't even think. It's been ages.
End of 24.
Yeah, it feels like forever. And I do miss the old days. There was peak, I think, 21, 22, 23 was really good with content. There were some excellent writers out there that put out excellent info on topics that people knew very little about, and they were taking the time to curate it and taking the time to learn. Bring back that. Bring back people taking time to learn a topic rather than just regurgitate paragraphs with AI, dude. I can't take it anymore, Greenie. I'm done.
Well, I mean, sadly, I did a portion of that. I would always write my own tweets, but I would use AI. Yeah, you're right. Like, I would always use AI to help my structure and to improve my writing and my sentences and stuff. But you're a victim of the game, and the game was to do that exact process. So, no, I'm excited for this. And what makes me really bullish about this news for InfoFi specifically being no longer on X is it actually goes back to what I fell in love with initially, and was finding not even like the biggest accounts, but finding accounts that provided value early before a trend really emerged. Like, I think like I didn't find Casper because I was searching CoinMarketCap. I found an account on X way back in 2022 where Casper was at $100 million. And I was like, holy shit. I checked it out. I was like, oh yeah, this makes a lot of sense. I then bought and it ran up to 4 billion. It was a 40x over the space of like 2 years because I found an account talking about it nice and early. So I think this is a great shift for X, and I think this is going to be great because now you can go back to turning notifications on for actual good content and finding people who give you consistent alpha or who give you alpha from time to time. That's the part of X that I'm really excited about. I don't think this stops the AI slop. I think people still have AI slop on the timeline. It's just integration of where society is heading. But I also think this isn't going to stop the bots. There's still bots in your comments and they still are going to farm views, farm engagement, right? Because they still get payouts from X. I think like banning InfoFi is a step in the right direction, but I think there's still a major bot problem. Anybody that's whinging about InfoFi leaving has their whole brand equity, has their whole brand exposure based in that. And as I said before, if you want to be a creator, you're bigger than one ecosystem. I think that's a good way to end this specific topic, Craig.
Totally agree. Totally agree. Bye-bye.
All right, new topic. So Lemon launches Argentina's first Bitcoin-backed Visa credit card, letting users borrow pesos without selling BTC. So
that's amazing, dude.
Can I say, when is there going to be a crypto card in Australia where I can get cash back as Bitcoin? I don't want cash back as stables. I don't want to use a stable coin card. I want cash back in Bitcoin. Gemini launched one for the US. When are we going to get something like that in Australia? Like I would use the shit out of that. Like that is something that interests me quite a lot.
Yeah, I'm looking for one at the moment, and I might be in talks with someone who wants to talk to us as well, Greeny. But I want one with a physical card. I want one with a physical card that I can use at an ATM one day. That's what I'm looking for. And also use at shops. I mean, I know you can scan digital cards. I also want a physical, and I know there's a couple of places out there which have one now, which offer cash backs, Bitcoin back. So I'm looking at a couple at the moment, which I'll maybe talk about next week. I just got to talk to the team and then talk to Greeny. Buyback card gives cash back in Bitcoin. There are a few, like BitRefill does. They give sats back. So I use BitRefill. There's a free plug for you, BitRefill. That's one of the companies I'm talking to. So they don't have a physical card. They don't. I want that because I want to be able to go to an ATM, and if I want dirty fiat, I want to be able to get it out. But that's a secondary thing. But there are some companies that are starting to do it now. Only issue is Australia is slow to allow it to come here. So I believe in Europe you've got a few options. America, you've got a few. Australia, it's just a little bit harder. So
pay anytime, anywhere with your crypto or fiat. See, this is the issue I also have, Craig. I don't want to pay this. The issue here, which a lot of people, I don't know if you think about this, but I think about the tax implications of this. Like, and that is something like if I'm making money, putting it over to a card
to fiat and then buy.
Yeah, or more so like, how do you deal with this? Like, if it's not a business expense, then technically you're using it before you've paid tax on it. Like, that's the issue a lot of people might face in the future is, unless it's a company card, is the way that at least I structure it, and probably similar to you, you would have it as a company card. Otherwise, if I'm using it for personal things, there's a gap there that the ATO could easily come after me.
Very much, man. And I mean, all of these where you get a physical card, they're KYC. So it's not like you're really getting around the ATO. Eventually the ATO will catch up with you on this. So just something to be aware of. I think this will become a big thing. This is going to become big. But I am on the hunt for one that's just convenient, easy to use, and like you said, gets rewards back in Bitcoin. Rewards back in Bitcoin would be fantastic. So essentially, I'm looking for a credit card where I can spend crypto and get rewarded in Bitcoin. That's with lowish fees, with a lowish interest rate on it if you borrow, I guess is what I'm saying.
Yeah, no, that's what I would agree. Like, I want Bitcoin. I don't really want to be using it for anything else. Like, I'm happy to spend on it, but I want the Bitcoin coming back into it. That's the part that I want. And if I would probably structure it into the business and have it as like my subscriptions, have it as like my purchases for like office stuff, whatever it is. That would be the way I would kind of implement it. GG says, Coinbase One Card isn't in Australia. I don't believe so.
I think I've tried to get it before. And couldn't.
who live in the US, excluding
annoying.
Hawaii. Yeah, this is what I mean. Australia's so far behind the 8 ball, so far behind the 8 ball with this. But it is what it is. It is what it is. Yeah, moving on to the next topic. I want to touch base on this, Craig. I think, and you guys won't be able to see, but let me just zoom in a little bit. So, no, you can't see it. Oh, hold on. But anyways, interestingly, Coinbase, not Coinbase, CoinGlass and Coin Crypto Market Cap or Crypto Market Cap. I'm just trying to find it on here. I can't seem. If you could find the link again, Craig, on Coin Market Cap, it's just the ones that have all the top cycle indicators. Oh, here we go. Yeah, no, I might have found it. This will be easier for me to share. Yeah, here we go. So both CoinGlass and CoinMarketCap. This is a retailer. Like this is I hate this for you retail watchers, you novices, you beginners out there, because you're gonna see shit like this and you're gonna always think that we're in a bull market or that price is always gonna go up, when realistically it's just not gonna be the case. So not one of the CoinGlasses or CoinMarketCap top indicators has flashed green. Okay, as you can see, triggered XXXXXXX. So all 30 of these indicators have not triggered previous sort of metrics that were hit when Bitcoin hit or crypto hit an all-time high. The problem I have with this is that markets evolve, markets mature, and price action is the only thing you should be looking at, not some dumb indicator that some idiot created like 10 years ago, 5 years ago, 2 years ago, 1 year ago. Like, it is so irrelevant to where price gets to, price matures to. This stupid rainbow chart, you watch, crypto will go below this and never get back into it in the next 5-10 years. Okay, that is how it works. Like, it cannot maintain that sort of structure, right? It cannot maintain that sort of priority of maturity. If you look at the Pi cycle indicator, there is no way we were going to hit 200K this cycle as the 350, even though we hit it. Now, this is the bullshit thing too. If you actually draw this on, no, we did. So yeah, we actually did hit the Pi cycle top indicator way back in the 3rd of May 2024. But of course, CoinGlass isn't going to tell you that. CoinMarketCap aren't going to tell you that, because what they are incentivized is you having that bullish bias for prices going higher. Oh yeah, we're going to 200K. No, that's not how it works. So my biggest advice to you here is to learn price, market structure, price action, because that is the best indicator. Price tells you everything you need to know. None of these bullshit indicators that you come on here with triggered, no. Like, what the hell is this? Bitcoin bubble index, RSI 22. Okay, RSI is a good indicator. Maybe the 22-day isn't the best one. There's some better ones out there. Bitcoin dominance, that's not going to tell you, like, when you top, like, that's so dumb, bro. That's not a reflection of a top cycle indicator. That is a reflection of how much market cap is invested in Bitcoin. Stablecoins are going crazy. Bitcoin might not ever get to 65% again. Bitcoin might never go below 50% again. Indicators like this absolutely annoy the shit out of me, if you couldn't tell, because they're just going to give retail people, novices, beginners, this lack of understanding of actually a reality of what price action can achieve.
Yeah, I got wrecked by indicators in 21. I was following Plan B, stock to flow model.
A classic.
And I learned a valuable lesson, and I speak about this a lot. I had my mate who was into TA, and I was following Plan B, stock to flow. So my mate was saying, bro, market's rolling over, you need to sell. That was on the first peak in May 21. And I said, no, we're going to, the stock to flow says we're going to 100K. I can't believe I even said these words came out of my mouth, man. And I was like, no, I'm following Plan B. Who the fuck is Plan B, first of all? And fast forward, I'll save you guys the details. It didn't follow the stock to flow. We dumped at about 60% because we only got to 69 and not 100 like he told me we would, Plan B. And now it's Plan C, so I don't know when Plan D and E are coming.
Is that the same guy? No,
probably not.
No, I don't think it is. I think it's a different guy.
I'm rebranding to Plan Z next year. But long story short, I followed indicators before instead of the charts. I got wrecked. I've decided to follow data instead of indicators, because the problem with indicators is some human had to come along and decide which indicators are valid. So that list looks ridiculous. That doesn't even make any sense to me. That
makes no sense, and it'll continue to make even less sense as we continue.
You can't follow that because some guys just come around going, right, I'm going to make up 20 indicators that have to be hit. Well, how are none of them triggered? Like, out of 20 or 30, not one. Wow. I mean,
Because Craig, we're going to $150,000 soon.
look, I hope I'm wrong and I eat my hat here, and and
I
and it pumps to 200 grand. Then all the indicators flash, and I was wrong.
hope I'm wrong too. And I hope if Bitcoin goes to 200K, REC goes to $2 billion and I make
I'll make
millions.
so much money for being wrong. If I'm wrong, I will make so much money. So I don't care. I just don't think I'm wrong. And I'm not actually incentivized to say this because I will make less being right. So take it from the person who's telling you this when he doesn't even make more money. I make less money. So I'm indicators of that some of them are good, some of them are bad.
But most of them are a waste of time.
Correct. So follow the charts, guys. Don't follow stock to flow. In fact, I guess what I'm saying is don't look at it like a Bible. Be like water, flow.
Be flexible.
Yeah, be flexible. Be able to pivot, but definitely the chart will tell you 95% and use the rest of it just to confirm your bias.
That's why I pulled it up, Craig, because price tells you everything you need to know. Even though this is a representation of market cap, that is still price, and price is showing you everything you need to know. All right, last couple topics is Clemente is absolutely blowing up over on Instagram, Craig. Is it time that we create more meme-based content on Instagram? My wife and I created a couple meme videos, and they arguably did way better than anything educational. Is this the future of crypto, moving to Instagram? Now, the really interesting part about this is it's subtly crypto content. It's not here's how to trade a chart. Here's here's NFTs. It's subtle. It's a jovial spin. It's using hooks. It's using visual entertainment, visual engagement to really and you go viral for longer. Is basically the takeaway that Min and Clemente have shared here. And Min is a great example of someone who goes viral on YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram as well. And Clemente is very much leaning into Instagram. I know Nick as well, NFT Nick, who is now Choose Rich. I still look him up as NFT Nick. That's who I know him as. And I'm like, oh wait, it's Choose Rich now. But this is a great example of branching out. Like CT is a cesspool, as we've said for a long time. CT reminds me of college, Craig, where you go to college for our American viewers. You go to university, but you stay on campus in a college, right? It's the same, but we call that college. We call that university, where you study. College is where you stay and you live on campus. That's what I did. It reminds me of you think the world only revolves around the 150 people at your college, right? Yes. When there's so much going on outside of your college that you think you're the top dog in this little college. Nah, bro, you're just you're a piece of atom. You're an atom molecule in the world that exists, right? You are nothing. And I do agree with that in the same analogy that CT is very much just an atom of what crypto potential really has and crypto content potential really has as well, Craig.
No, I agree. And I think it's worth branching out there. Obviously, you've taken the bull by the horns and you're running Market Mates over there now. So I think that's a really good idea. Great to see Clemente and people actually getting success there because it shows you there's an appetite. So that's great. So good on him for kind of forging the way. Min as well. They both of them just are great video content creators and editors. Really good. Min in particular, his editing's just like.
Is it him and his wife are just top tier? Like my wife is so good at creativity, but she can't edit and stuff. So I'm like,
I mean, that's what they do for work as well, right? His wife, that's what she does. So their stuff is just, but the fact they're using it for crypto, I think is fantastic. So shout out to them and also Clemente. And nice to see them paving the way because it lets people like us go, oh, okay, let's get over there. So I think that's part of building the brand is getting over there because then you can start to attract an audience. And Wendy O said this to you and me as well. She said Facebook and Instagram are fantastic at the moment. And I see what she's saying. You know, she's over there. I'm on Facebook trying to get a thing going. And she's over there. She's everywhere, dude. She's everywhere on Facebook. And you just get a totally different demographic over there. Totally different to Twitter or to X, if you want to call it that. So I think creators get exploring. It's not just X. There's other opportunities out there as well.
YouTube's big. It's just you got to be better at long form content, and it's got to be more educational based or value based. Is probably the approach over there. Nikita Beer also came out overnight and said the top cash tag search on X recently. I don't know what Iron is. Tesla I don't know what ASTS is. BTC, ONS, don't know what that is. These obviously are stocks.
XRP is always there, man.
XRP, Craig, is the one I wanted to talk about. Open, obviously, as well. More recently, I know PO's a big bull on Open and Ethereum as well. Does any of these surprise you? It makes pretty much a lot of sense. XRP is probably the one that I'm not surprised about, but it's just crazy how viral that across Facebook as well. Like you go anywhere, even the community on YouTube around XRP, it's just massive. Like it makes it hard not to consider buying that in a bear market.
Agreed. And it makes it hard to not cover it as a creator. If a bit of a cheat code on YouTube, I know a few creatives have said this, they heavily promote XRP or talk about it because the engagement's phenomenal, because the XRP holders are like rabid dogs, man. If you go on X and you look up XRP, man, you'll see the comments, they're unreal.
Yeah, right.
And I'm a fan, man. I love the whole intermediary use of funds, like obviously, sending money around the world. XRP is a great use case for that. The banking coin 589. I went down the rabbit hole hard in 21, bro, real hard. So I've got quite a good understanding of who and what they are. I like how passionate they are. And yeah, if you want good engagement, certainly go have a talk about XRP and you'll get smashed. I just haven't really delved into it for a while. But I was a big holder in 21. I was a big holder.
Fair. No, I've never really held it. I swing traded a lot. We swing traded in GTG all the time. So I do like it. Now, Craig, I shared this chart last night, and this is the one that created a lot of stir in the community. On Twitter is a lot of people are like, oh, it's an uptrend, it's a bullish trend, like why are you calling this bearish? Like that's how structure works, guys. That's how structure works. It's going to give you warning signs before it breaks out. Again, like I said, I'm bullish in the short term, bearish in the long term, unless we flip some crazy levels.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at 21 back there, we were on an upward trend there until we weren't.
Yeah.
It's almost identical, dude.
If you actually draw this back further to the high back in 2018, 2017 as well, it actually also aligns there, Craig. That's the crazy thing. On a log chart, I'm pretty sure.
That to me, that picture, lower high.
Yeah.
So lower high forming. I wanted not to be. I wanted to continue and break the 4-year cycle. But I don't, we'll see.
We'll see. We shall see. This will age well. And overnight, I was shorting Craig. Craig, you need to get into this market, man.
I know. I do. I'm missing out. The GTG Perps channel is off its head. Cappy yesterday was writing biblical notes, man. He was going full bloody John, Peter, and Paul. He was in there writing like, bro, and he was not doing that because he just wanted to. People were asking questions, and he was like, giving them full in depth. I was like, holy, I got to look up what some of these words even mean, man. So he was speaking another language for a while, but very impressive. And I see, was it Niche in there? Who was it? He's been active. There's a few people in there that are just guns, bro. I just go, wow. Like I learn a lot. I just sit in there and watch and go, wow.
Yeah. I mean, like I took this short. I'll briefly discuss why. There's just like we teach you imbalances of price, right? And there's
FBG, bro. Bang.
Yeah. So that's one, Craig. And here is the others. So that actually aligns really nicely with an 8-hour FEG and a weekly FEG. So naturally, we got up into this region. Not only was it a 4-hour, it was an 8-hour, it was a weekly, and of course, we started to slow down there. On a lower time frame, you start to get overextended. You start to break the support that you have on a low time frame trend. And sure enough, it's a really good short opportunity. You even had the bearish retest there to get that confirmation before we went lower. So yeah, look, it's a great trade. I took 50% profits this morning, and hopefully, maybe this continues a little bit lower, back towards maybe 93.6. I think is where I'd love to see it, and then I'm pretty keen to maybe look for some scalp longs into maybe a push towards 98 to 100.
Agreed. I obviously sold some yesterday, sold some at obviously on the show. So I was waiting for the meme pool to clear. It did clear, and I took profit at 97.2, 97.5 around there. Yeah. For those exact reasons you and I spoke about it. An FEG, I sold at, was it about 92, 93, waited for that FEG to be tapped. As soon as it got tapped, that's why I was checking my laptop the whole stream yesterday, because I thought when that gets tapped, it's going to pull back. And sure enough, it has. I'm not saying it's not going to continue higher, but that's just to show people I'm trading according to a chart. And isn't it fascinating, Greenie, how you and I, it's like you and I have a crystal ball sometimes, man. Like it must be like magic for some people watching, because
Exactly.
We gave you these numbers weeks ago, actually. Weeks ago, you said there's an FEG at 98. That's exactly what we grabbed liquidity-wise. Now we can go lower. Do I think we go higher? Yeah, probably. But I think we've got to spend a little bit of time digesting that move, which was quite aggressive. It was quite a fast move to that. It was like a magnet, you call it, right? So it did actually pump pretty hard. And obviously the timeline got super excited. And I went, sell, thank you. Sell, thank you. And I think we went back into greed for a moment as well.
Yeah, I think actually, let me check that. I haven't looked at that, but I think did we go to greed? Did we go to greed?
Hopefully I'm not talking.
Oh my God, you are right.
Yeah,
okay,
so
that's actually very interesting.
That was quick, I was like, whoa, dude, slow down, big boy.
That makes me more bearish. That makes me more bearish.
So people are just frothing. People just want this so badly. So I hit sell, bro. Greed, FEG tapped, which is a fair value gap for people that don't know. It was just, yeah, it was about.
Oh, am I crashing or is it Craig? Oh, I think it's Craig crashing, guys. I think I'm still live. Let me know. Yeah, look, I agree with Craig. I think the point being, yeah, I'm on the live stream. Yeah, cool. I don't know what's happened to Craig. He's obviously dipped out. Maybe his internet. He did crash actually before we went live. So maybe it's his turn to be crashing live after I crashed the last 2 days. But it's Craig's turn. Here we go. So all right, here he is. He's back. All right, what were you saying? So yeah.
Yeah, we've hit greed. Normally, that's a bit of an indicator to sell. Obviously, in a bull run, we can sit in greed for weeks or months. So I'm not meaning as soon as you tap it to sell. But timeline was getting euphoric. We pumped it into an FEG. 98's a critical level, and we hit greed. I was like, I'm taking some profit. Yeah. And I think we're probably cool off now. But that was quite quick to get to greed, Greeny. You were touching on it. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, look, the quicker we bounce from extreme fear to greed, the more bearish I get, because that means that we are fast approaching where social sentiment is too bullish. It's too bullish for where we are in terms of time, where we are in price structure, where we are monthly, quarterly, weekly structure. So that actually I saw it at neutral and I was like, okay, good to know. I didn't know it hit greed as of right now. Like, that's actually a concern that I might need to rein in how bullish I am for the next few weeks. And I might need to reconsider. I literally only own, I actually sold, you know how I shared Troll the other day? It's, yeah, I was hoping for a bid. It's steady. So I sold a bit of this morning. Again, the invalidation pretty clear below these lows. Hopefully get a nice move up to 60 mil. But I just don't know if these old memes are going to catch a bid, Craig. So
especially with Bitcoin being a bit indecisive, dude, because 98, bro, could be the lower high. That was my first price target for lower high.
I think we could go slightly higher. I still have analysis that supports slightly higher.
But the thing is, for me, the reason why I'm selling here is we're getting closer and closer and closer to what could be the final lower high price. And
you're not going to realize it. You're not going to realize it.
No, you won't. You definitely won't. Even I won't know, even though I'm clicking sell. I think it's between 98 and 107. That for me is the range for the lower high. If we get a bit higher, 112 to 117, cool. I think we could. But I think the most likely scenario currently for me is 98 to 107, which is why at 98, I was like, sell, man. I can't do this again. So hopefully we go higher, and hopefully the bulls see 117. 117 will be great for alts and memes. And sorry, what I was going to touch on is you scaling out a bit of troll now. I agree. The biggest risk for memes and alts now, man, is that 98 was the last hurrah. And if Bitcoin starts to trend south now, you're not going to see big bounces for alts and memes, I don't think, unless it crabs. It can crab, but if it pulls back, I mean, we're seeing it now, aren't we? Memes and that are down today. In fact, Rect was down.
Yeah, that's Rect's steady. It's still above my entry, but it's got to break out above this level here. It's got to break out here. But I mean, this is the swing trade I'm looking for. Just literally there, an 80% move. And I'll be pretty happy with that with the big bag. So, yeah, it's interesting. Like the issue I have here is that we didn't sweep the lows, right? So traditionally in structure, when we make a new all-time high, you sweep the low, right? So we swept the low there. We swept that low there. We swept that low there twice. We also swept this low here. We also swept that low as well. Historically back here, we swept that low in 2021 as well. If you are going to have an impulsive move high, see, we didn't sweep this low. So if I mark that in red, we didn't sweep that low, and that was the complacency bounce lower high. And look what happened again. We didn't sweep that low. So if you're a liquidity-based trader and you're a SFP trader, you would be identifying this and you would be going, holy shit, that screams a revisit. That screams at least we have to probably go back to 80 as a minimum, in my opinion. And you would argue that, well, we've had enough time to move up here. We might grab some of that liquidity higher. As you can see here, there's clear imbalances between here and here still. Yep. That we could come up here and grab all of that and then come down. So yeah, the fact that we hit greed is pretty. If we hit extreme greed, I probably nearly need to sell everything and just.
Here we go.
That is actually like historically you buy, like, I mean, that's the legit thing here. You buy extreme fear, you got to buy Bitcoin sub 80K,
bro. 80K.
Right? And you're already back in greed, and Bitcoin's at 96. So I know it's not a lot. It's a $10,000-ish move, depending on your entry, 15,000 if you caught the low. But that's how you trade. That's how you trade if it's just sentiment. Not even like, and you back that with price, as we teach you in GTG. But very interesting. Very interesting.
I mean, I sold my 80K buy bag, my 82K buy bag, sold that yesterday. So, probably a 15 to 18% move. Yeah, it's not much. But then when it dumps again, I'll buy again and I'll just keep swinging. Just basically my bag just grows slowly with sats, right? So I'm sure there's other people like me doing that. Yeah, there's a few things to concern us. Probably a bad way to end, really. But yeah, look, it's an honest take, and hopefully we'll make people money. So that's the most important thing for the show, right? Educate, entertain, and hopefully save people some money.
Teresa, I guess. Teresa Young, I assume is this comment's name. Stablecoins will flow into the market. That's what I noticed at the start of a bear market. Let me just, the first comment I want to say about the first line is don't think that something's going to repeat, okay? It could rhyme. I'm just going to say this market has matured and it's done a lot more different things this time around, right? Like we front run the all-time high pre-halving. You also have Robinhood and Coinbase and Circle very much building out. You might not necessarily see stable coins flow into the market. Like people, like, I mean, a lot of the supply of BTC and ETH is now sitting in institutional hands. People are happy to buy it here because they're seeing Saylor and Tom Lee accumulate at these prices. So I would just argue, yes, that might have been an indicator in the past, but it might look very different as well. And sure, yeah, I mean, you've been here since 2011, sick. Like, that's amazing. I hope it works for you. I mean, where do you track it? I've been around since 2016, and I know for a fact that history doesn't repeat every single time. So I agree. Like maybe you do see a stable coin increase, but yeah, I don't know, Craig. What do you want? What are your comments on that?
Well, I mean, I don't know if I'm out to lunch with this take, but is that possibly no longer a factor because you can get exposure through ETFs?
Yeah, exactly.
So you don't need to have stable sitting on the sideline for a dump. You can just keep your cash in the bank and just buy the ETF, and you don't even have to dabble in crypto. So yeah, be wary of that as well. There's probably a fair amount of retail that are just now going through the ETFs, and you won't see stables increase as much as you used to.
Yeah, that's a really underrated point, actually. I didn't even think about that. Yeah, interesting. I mean, like we spoke about at the start of the show, like I think there's a lot of good opportunity ahead of us. I think you just need to be patient, and unless you get a really good entry on something, it's probably not worth it at this point in time. And if you capture a move, say you're a white whale, you turn that $350 into whatever it was, 1.5 million. Sell that shit and run away for crypto for 2 years, literally. Like, dude, that is a life-changing opportunity that does not happen very often. So, yeah, interesting times ahead. Interesting times ahead. Yeah, great show. Great show to end the week, I reckon, Greg.
Yeah, great show, dude. No, I think that was a great show. It's been a great week, and yeah, branding looks tippy top. Hopefully, you guys are enjoying enjoying the show, enjoying kind of the new format being a little bit more news based. I quite enjoy chatting about that, Greeny. I think it's a good thing to do. You know, it's charts are one thing, but I think news is also pretty relevant, and it's a bit more exciting to talk about, isn't it?
Yeah, it's more relevant. It's more relevant. It's more easy to have takes on. And yeah, guys, if you like the new marketing, let us know. And if you like the new layout of the show, where it's actually news, topic, trending conversations mixed in with price action, that's what we want to bring to you. Like up to date takes, price action to back it, facts to back it, analysis to back it, and then our education. Right? I'm 9 years in. Craig's now 4 or 5 years in now as well. So. Yeah, like that's what we hope to bring to you on this show. So if you do appreciate that, drop a follow or subscribe if you're on YouTube. But yeah, for some reason, people are all surprised Zcash pump. Well, no, privacy tokens literally do pump at the end of the cycle, usually, really interestingly. Has nothing to do with popularity of privacy tokens. It's just it's a new trend. It's a new meta. It's a new narrative. It's just a meta. It's a narrative, right? And it'll cook for a period of time. Maybe one of them will last long term. Outside of that, it'll dump as hard as the meme coins have dumped. Would you agree with me, Craig, there?
Yeah, man. Everything's going to dump in the bear. Everything's some more than others, but
yeah.
Look, an altcoin, I don't see too many altcoins that say only lose 20% in the bear. I think it'll be much more severe than that. But the good news is your favorite alts and meme coins will be on a fantastic special. So if you're bullish now, you're going to love them at 90% off. I promise you. I'm not saying I promise 90%. I promise you're going to get a discount. And if you're really bullish on teams and tech, buy it all in the bear. It's everything's on a discount. It's like a Black Friday sale for about a year. So you got plenty of time to do it too. That's the great thing of the bear market, just before we close. It's long enough that you don't just get one entry, you get to just accumulate. So bring on the bear market. Give us one euphoric pump. Get us our exit for all the viewers out there, myself included, and let's enjoy the bear.
Yeah, look, I think we sweep. I just don't think we sweep I don't think we sweep the all-time high unless we see a lot of strength, as you say, a lot of liquidity come into the ecosystem. I just don't know about that. You match that beside stock market strength, gold and silver strength. It just looks so bubbly to me. And at some point, something has to fall down. And often crypto will probably front run that, being the extent of the liquidity curve and the investment curve and the risk curve. But yeah, it's very interesting. So yeah, I mean, we'll just have to wait and see how it unpacks, really, Craig, wouldn't you?
Yeah, look, fair points. And guys, obviously, anyone who's got some news you want us to talk about or things we're not covering in the market, definitely give Market Makes a DM or comment, that sort of stuff. Throw some stuff at us, and we'll make sure to cover stuff that we may be missing or super interesting at the moment as well. So don't feel like we're not hearing you guys. Anything you feel that's super hot, give us a DM. Tell us what we should look at. I'm open to looking at anything, man.
Commented on the show as well. Commented on the show, and we're more than happy to talk about it if we think it's relevant, for sure.
Yeah. So and that's the great thing about the show. Greeny and I will come up here. We have a bit of a plan, but we're quite willing to just pivot, deviate, and talk on the spot. So, great show. Good to see lots of people talking and engaging. I love that, dude. I see the bots are back on YouTube, so maybe that's a sign that we're going to go higher. They're smashing my YouTube. I get no comments from normal people. So guys, if you want to put a comment on my YouTube, that'd be great, because all I've got is these bots just shilling absolute shite to me. So yeah, maybe we are back for a little while. But Greeny, happy Friday to the viewers out there. Happy Friday. Shout out to obviously Yeet. Thanks for your partnership. OKX. Thanks for partnering with us and continuing. We will continue to bring you some great content. Have a great Thursday night or Friday, guys. And we will be back Sunday for the US or Monday in Australia and New Zealand. And have a great weekend to you, Greeny, too.
Thanks, mate. Same to you, Craig. And thanks, chat. And we'll see you next week.